What's good? What's good? Welcome back to Invest and Trade with Jax. Hope you're well, guys. Good morning from Canada. We're starting to see a bounce as we've been going over on the channel here. Currently sitting at 171. We're up 15% on the day. We're seeing a market cap of 12.74 billion. 24-hour volume 1.67 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to crypto.com, you can sign up to the world's fastest growing crypto app, and you can grab one of their incredible Visa cards for cashback in crypto. Free Spotify, Netflix, Prime, travel incentives. Depending on the level of card that you have, $25 just for signing up through my referral. So let's hop over into our friend Matic. So we've broken out of our inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Here's your neckline, guys. And we've started to break out. So our technical target is all the way up at about $1.94, which lines up with our break-even price. We'll be able to see that on the 4-hour chart. We had our bullish divergence and we saw a nice bounce. We are trending towards overbought, guys, so do keep an eye on that. Usually that can signal either some consolidation and continuation or a move back down. If we pop over to the 4-hour time frame. All right, guys, here we are on the 4-hour. So you can see we came right down. We had a bullish divergence, as I have been mentioning, signifies the bears are running out of strength. And that's usually when you're going to see a bounce. Of course, nothing is promised. There's just a higher likelihood. It's about like a 75-80% chance. When you're that oversold with the bullish divergence, we're getting back above the 20 EMA. So do watch the 55 on the 4-hour. If we can get back above it, just as we did here, we could see a nice little pump. And the last time we got back above the EMAs on the 4-hour, we saw the bullish cross right here. Beautiful pump to the upside. So do watch the 55. It's coming in at about $1.74, $1.75. That's key resistance to get above. Now, we do have the Fed news coming out today. So if that news is positive, I do think we're going to see a beautiful bounce to the upside. And of course, if it's negative, then we'll just see a little something like this where we bounced. We saw a little bit of breakout before coming lower. It really depends on that news. Okay. So let's jump over to the daily time frame, guys. So you can see here, I talked about the wicks down. I said, look, guys, the bears are trying to push down the price and the bulls are pushing it right back. It's an early signal of a bounce, an early signal that the bears are running out of strength. I said the indicators are absolutely in the floor. We've met the support of our descending broadening wedge. So do look for a bounce. And I talked about us going back up to the EMAs. I said when you start to break away from the EMAs, just as if you do in an uptrend, you're going to come back to them. And that's what we're starting to do. We're starting to come back up to the EMAs for a retest. And those are coming in at about $1.93 for the 20, and the 55 is coming in about $2. You can see we bounced right off the 0.5. So if we can get some volume here, we're seeing a little bit of volume, we could push right up to this level of resistance from our descending broadening wedge coming at 215. If we break out of that, then your technical target is all the way up at the previous high, which is coming in about 285 for our friend Matic. Quickly show you guys the weekly time frame. You can see on the weekly as well, we wicked right down to the 55 as I've been mentioning, and you can see the bulls push the price right back up right here as well. Bulls push the price up, breakout. Bulls push the price back up, breakout, back to the upside. However, sometimes you can go through consolidation. You can see the bulls push the price up. We saw a breakout, but then we consolidated before seeing a larger breakout. Now, nothing is promised, guys. Sometimes you'll wick down, you'll consolidate, and then you'll drop lower. But there's a higher probability, in my opinion, when you see those kind of wicks, that you're going to see a nice push back to the upside. So let's look at BTC, guys. We broke that key resistance that I have been talking about yesterday, which was the descending support line of our falling wedge. You can see we pushed back above it. So our key resistance to break right now is about 38.8K. I'm just going to scroll back here, show you guys there's a lot of resistance in this area, so that could definitely act as resistance for our friend Bitcoin. If that news is positive from the Fed today, then we could definitely see that breakout. We break above 40K, then I definitely think we're going to head back up to 45K, as I've been mentioning in the videos, guys. However, if we come up and we get rejected, we'll see a little bit of something like this. Apologies for the lag, guys, where we come out, we start to break out, we hit resistance, and the bears push the price back down. So you can see we've come down. So if we come up and we can't break 38K and we hit resistance, then we can see the continuation to the downside. However, if we look at Bitcoin on the daily, we've seen a beautiful bounce off that volume range. We have a bullish divergence on the money flow. We're absolutely, let me close the VPBR because it's going to be confusing. We're absolutely in the floor. We have not been this in the floor on the RSI since the Corona dump, and we're seeing a nice push back to the upside. So we do have resistance from this ascending broadening wedge, which is also coming in that 40K range. I really do think if we break above 40K, we get back above the 20, especially if we can break the resistance of the 55. We're going to head up to 45 to 50K and quite possibly see a dead cat bounce where we've come down, we've broken the structural support of 40,000, and we create a dead cat bounce. We fail to break the high, and we see the continuation of the downtrend and go into the bear market. Of course, the bullish scenario is we come up and we break this high, but I am still looking for that dead cat bounce. There are some analysts here on YouTube that are calling for a capitulation event where we're basically just going to go straight down, quite possibly to 28 to 30K before bouncing, or possibly even lower, where you just come down, you consolidate, you drop, you come down, you consolidate, you drop, you come down, you consolidate, you drop. And it would just cause the RSI on the daily to do a little bit of something like this, where it just stays in the low section. It is a possibility, guys, but if we can break this key resistance of 40,000, that's when I think we're going to see that dead cat bounce back to the upside for our friend BTC. But if we do roll here, we may create a double bottom. But if we do lose that 34K, as I've been mentioning, and we lose 32K, then we are coming down to 28,000. But as of right now, we're seeing that bounce. A beautiful bullish divergence on the daily RSI. If we look at the weekly, I told you guys the money flow is absolutely in the floor. And that's normally when we see a bounce. We see a beautiful wick pushing the price back up, just as we did here, wicks down, and then we started to break out. So of course, we could also see some consolidation before breaking out back to the upside. But I do think there's a likelihood that we bounce up to retest the EMAs on the weekly, coming in about 43 and about 46K. Let's quickly look at the long and short positions. Here's the long positions, guys. Nice little increase, starting to take a little bit of profit. But this is what we want to see with the short positions, guys. They're getting liquidated. They're dropping out of the market as price is pushing up, which is telling us we had some over leveraged short positions that are starting to get liquidated. I talked about the fact that the shorts were losing strength with our bearish divergence. So we're definitely seeing reversal structure, in my opinion, for Bitcoin. And if that Fed news today is positive, I do think we could see that breakout back to the upside. If we break 40K, that's the key resistance. Right now we have to get above 38.8. Then I do think we're going to see a beautiful bounce up to 45, 50K and possibly higher if we are going to see that dead cat bounce situation, which of course in turn would be a massive breakout for our friend Matic. I'll go over Ethereum a little bit tomorrow. Just watch the 55, guys, coming in at $1.74. We have broken out of this bullish reversal pattern. However, we're likely to see some consolidation or a little bit of move back down to find support, hopefully along the 20 EMA on the 4-hour, before seeing continuation up to the next level of resistance at 192. So if you're just starting to get into Matic and you used our buy zone here at 151, currently you're up on your trade about 12%. All right, guys, we dollar cost average into our trades equal amount at each buy zone, and it brings your average price down halfway each time. And if you're low leverage trading, you have to double your margin. Let me quickly open up the Discord. With spot trading, it's a no-fail strategy because what we're doing is we're strategically buying the dip. So as long as you have buy zones for a 50 to 80% drop, it's a no-fail strategy. If you're leverage trading, don't recommend more than 2 to 3x and trade at your own risk. All right, guys, we have over 1,500 members in our Discord posting chart patterns, talking all things crypto. Wow, all his short positions are absolutely getting wrecked. That's hilarious. Crypto J. Oh man. And then we have the DCA charts for many projects: VET, Solana, Sand, Matic, Gala, with our buy zones and with our take profits. If you'd like to dollar cost average into your trade, price of a coffee, you can sign up to the Patreon, and I will see you in the next video. All right, much love. Take care.